Hi, Miss Smith. This is Lauren Fraze. I'm in front of Berry Funeral Home. This is where I work. It's a really yucky day out here today, but that's why I picked today to film, because we're a little bit less busy. But that's the chapel right there from outside. And then right there is our garage, and we got a visitation room over the garage. And that garage goes all the way through the building. And then here's the main part of Berry Funeral Home. This is Chapman Highway where we're located. It's really slushy today. So I'll just take you up by the chapel first. I'll do the outside and then I'll take you inside. This building was built back in the 20s as a house, and then they added on to it, and it's been a funeral home ever since the early 40s. Most of our services got canceled today because of this yucky mess. So this is the entry to our chapel in the back, and I'll take you in there the other way. We've got a fountain down here and just areas to sit and relax, although it's not running right now, obviously. We've got a Subway right here. I go eat lunch there quite often. So here's a side view of the chapel. I believe the chapel was built in the early 50s. I'm not positive on that. So this parking lot up here is where I line up a lot of processions. You can't see it because of the snow, but we've got lanes marked out with different numbers for family or friends. We also have parking spots up here when there's not something going on. This is the door that we take the casket and everything out of when we have a procession, or sometimes when someone who's in a wheelchair comes, we let them in this door. But it's real convenient. I stand there a lot and help the pallbearers get in position and know what they're supposed to do when we're loading up into the hearse and everything. So this is around the back of the funeral home. And this door right here is where we take out flowers. So I often help when we have a procession going to the cemetery. I'll help carry flowers out this door, and we'll have the flower van parked right here. And we'll load up the flowers and let the flower van take off before the procession. Right down here is the back of that garage that you saw from the front that goes all the way through the building. This is our handicap entrance, so we've got handicap parking right here, and then a ramp that goes straight through, and there's an elevator to get to the other sides, because this building's 4 stories. So that garage goes into the main garage area, and that's where we have a flower drop-off place. And then we also have a wash bay over here. We keep the lead car in. Oops, slipped. And I've been known to help wash cars and everything in here. Apparently they used to have a gas pump here too, but they took that out a number of years ago. So we'll come inside there in a few minutes. So down this way is more parking. This is where we line the pallbearers up for a procession, so I'll put the flag on and tell them where to park down this wall. And I parked the lead car down there at the bottom where that car is right now, and put the flashing lights on the top. We park our flower vans and our big box truck down here. We've had to lately start putting the locks on the tires because we've had 3 of them stolen this year. People steal them and go try and steal ATMs out of gas stations and things. But since we started putting the locks on the tires, that stopped, so that's good. This is our other parking lot where most people park for visitations. And we also own that parking lot across the street. Right here is the garage that goes down to our preparation room area. We've got a big garage down there where the call car, the removal car, can just back up. So So when I go on removals, I will pull the car out of there, and then the hardest part is backing into there and backing all the way down the length of the building where it's parked. But I've learned how to use the sides and use my mirrors and everything, so I've got that down pat now. This is the entrance that most people come up to. It's got lots of stairs, obviously, so if we see someone, if I'm standing at the door and opening the door for people, if I see someone who looks like they might struggle with the stairs, I'll run down and tell them we've got a handicap entrance to the side. So we'll go on in the funeral home now. You can't tell right now, but we've got really pretty landscaping around the building. I don't know how many rose bushes we have, and when they bloom, they're beautiful. Got another sidewalk there. So most people come in this main door here. So this is our main lobby. And we have publications here, and I will very often for a service be standing here and opening the door for people as they come in and directing them where the services are. So this is our lobby, and gets that fireplace going when it's cold. This is our new display for our catering, and when families come in to make arrangements, I'll show them the catering option, and sometimes families will ask me questions about catering once they've seen this, and we've had a really good reception of it so far. We've done a whole lot of caterings this year. These pictures are out on the walls are the 4 generations of Berries that have all been a part of this funeral home and the history of it. Right in here is the main office where people come in. I sit at this desk where Ron is sitting a lot and answer phones and go through files and print things off the computer, and spend a lot of time faxing things from that fax machine. Death certificate, cremation paperwork, Social Security, all sorts of order forms when I wait on a family. It's also in this room we have the conference call every morning. This is where I put all the memorial packages that have been printed for the families that we currently have. And I put a label on them with their names. This is another room that I sit in here and go through files sometimes, or sit in front of this heater, which is my friend in the winter. There's Mr. Jeff Berry. I use these supply closets a lot, which have memorial packages and envelopes and different papers and things. And this is our main printer that we print memorial packages and acknowledgement cards, memorial folders, all the different printing that we do. I do quite a bit of that for this location, and even sometimes other locations as well. So this is the office manager's office. I work in here sometimes when this filing cabinet, I'll log out our thumbprint necklaces or log in personal effects that need to be kept safe. I'll also work on these computers when the main one is in use to do memorial packages or type up death certificates or enter time or anything else that I need to do on the computer. It's the typewriter. I use that on occasion to type up death certificates. This board we use to keep track of death certificates and where we are in the process of ordering them. So sometimes I update that or give out death certificates and that sort of thing. This is the wall where we keep all the files going currently for this location. And then because we have 8 locations in Knoxville, we have a whole nother board for all of the ones going at other locations that we keep copies of. And then this board I look at a lot of times a day, which shows all of the current families for all the different locations. And it's color coded. We're blue. We usually have the most. And it just tells you all the information you need to know about when the services are and who's the director, and it's pretty much our go-to board when we have questions. So I spend some time keeping that up to date whenever we have new families and trying to call to get arrangements to keep this board up. Right here is we keep all the keys for the vehicles. So I'm often getting keys from this board. And then we keep flags and tablecloths and things here. And so sometimes I go to the post office and the cleaners to pick up flags and make sure we always have at least 1 or 2 flags, especially going into the weekend. Right out here is the office, and this is where we keep all the current files for the current year. I do a lot of help with filing and making sure all the paperwork's signed and in the right order in case an auditor comes, and then I log the files in and put them in this filing cabinet here. And these Rolodexes are how we keep track of all of our pre-needs. We have quite a few. And then this board, I'll write announcements, or right now we have people who need to do training on DU up there. So it's just a place to look at. And then that's our boxes. So this is the garage. We park the hearse here and the van, the lift van that has a hydraulic lift in it. So I drive that lift van a lot to deliver bodies to other locations. I do that very frequently. So, and the advantage is it can hold 2 casketed bodies at a time, so you can go multiple places or deliver things faster. Sometimes we have 6, 7, 8 bodies to deliver in a day, so that really comes in handy. I drive the hearse on a lot of services. Usually I'm the main assistant of the funeral director, at least right now, so that puts me driving the hearse in the procession. So I drive and load that. We keep tools and things and everything around here. This is where we keep some of our pre-need files, is